Ἀγγελικαὶ δυνάμεις επί των ημασών, και οι φυλάσσοντες επενεκρώθησαν, και εις τακτον Μαρία εν το τάφο ζητούσα το άχραντον σου σώμα. Εσκύλευσας τον άδειν, μη παριστείς υπ' αυτού, υπήντησας τη Παρθένο, δωρούμενος την ζωήν, ο Αναστάς εκ των νεκρών, Κύριε, δόξα σοι. Και ζω και δηλαβώ, και δηλαβώ παγώ πανί, νικέ και ζω και δηλαβώ, και δηλαβώ, και angelic powers were at your grave, and those who guarded it became as dead. And Mary stood by the tomb, seeking your most pure body. You despoiled hell and emerged unscathed. You met the Virgin and granted life. Lord, risen from the dead, glory to you. So I'm 15, 16, and I'm taking guitar lessons. And I read a lot of interviews with guitarists who talk about going into different modes, as they say. Oh, in that section of my solo, I switched to Dorian mode. Or something like, yeah, I've got a bit of a Mixolydian thing happening at that point in the piece. Things like that. And I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. I mean, I know what major and minor mean, sort of, or at least I have a sense of what they sound like, but that's about it. So I asked my guitar teacher, a great guy named Dave Head, to whom I owe a lot. I asked him to explain modes. And he tells it to me like this. If you take a major scale, start on any pitch in the major scale, and then ascend an octave without changing any of the intervals, you've got a different mode. And he explains that in terms of do, re, mi, solfege. So, for example, Dorian mode is re to re, for example, or D to D on a piano keyboard, all on white keys. And in this system, there are 7 modes. So Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. And the mnemonic that I learned for these is, I don't party like monkeys and loons. The insight that I have when this is explained to me is that I can connect what Dave is telling me about to the phone number. Remember the phone number? 022122221, where 0 represents the starting pitch, whatever that is, the starting note of a major scale, or do, if you like, relative do. And then we're counting half steps from there. So Ionian, or the major scale, is the phone number, as we already know it. 022122221. And then Dorian mode goes like this. Starts the next step up. 0212212. Phrygian is 0122222. Lydian, the next step up. 0222221. The next step up is Mixolydian. 0222212. Then next is Aeolian, or what we call the natural minor scale. 0212222. And then last but not least, Locrian is 0122222. See, or rather, hear how that works? And the big takeaway with respect to what 15-year-old guitar student me realized is you have an order of intervals that divides the octave into what we call a major scale, the phone number, and you can pick any of the rungs on that ladder, so to speak, as your starting and ending pitch, your starting and ending point, and then you can get a different mode with a different sonic character. And then major and minor are conventionally the 2 main modes I was used to hearing people talk about. But this idea unlocked a lot more. And I wouldn't really understand how to apply these ideas for quite a while, really. But I at least got what a guitar shredder was talking about when he would say something like, yeah, I go into Dorian mode for a few bars there. One other thing I'll point out. Even within this modal system, I was still hearing people talk about minor and major modes. In other words, they were defined by the relationship of the first third of the mode, whether the first pitch and the third pitch on the scale are a major third or 4 half steps apart, 0, 2, 2, or a minor third, 3 half steps apart, either 0, 2, 1, or 0, 1, 2. Now, remember for later, this idea of the third being the defining sonic relationship of a mode. We'll come back to that. Now, in the meantime, in my mid-teens through my early 20s, I continued to listen to music that expanded my ears' horizons. Last time I talked about Paul Simon Graceland, Cocteau Twins' Heaven or Las Vegas, and then Peter Gabriel's Passion. 3 albums I could name that represent a continuation of such developments. After that might be, well, how about this? Since I finished with a film score last time, I'll start with one this time. I first heard Vangelis' score for Blade Runner probably in 1990. That's when I first saw the film anyway. And, you know, I had heard Vangelis' music before, Chariots of Fire, of course, the Heaven and Hell music that got used in Cosmos, Hymn as it was used in the Gallo wine commercials, that kind of thing. But I didn't remember his name, and when I saw Vangelis flash across the Blade Runner opening credits, I had no idea who that was. I didn't even know how to pronounce the name. Vangelis, who knows? I had no idea. Also, while the New American Orchestra had released an album of the music when the film came out, and then a couple of excerpts were on his themes release, which was a collection of a lot of his different film music. There wasn't a commercial release of his own recordings until, I think, 1994. It's still one of my favorite film scores ever. As with Cocteau Twins, he creates soundscapes, and that's the major thing I connected with at the time. Beyond that, when I listen to it now, you know, it's what I hear is that he's taking his synthesizers and he turns them into an otherworldly orchestra. I wouldn't completely understand this until much later, but he uses drone, modes, non-equal temperament tunings, global music instruments like gamelan, and all kinds of other things. And he uses them freely. And then he's, you know, got guest singers like his old Aphrodite's Child bandmate, Demis Roussos, who, you know, he's there employing non-Western classical vocal techniques, and so on. May both Vangelis and Demis Roussos' memories be eternal. Another film score that plays a big role for me in this enterprise is Akira by the Japanese ensemble Geino Yamashiro Gumi. Akira as urban dystopian science fiction asking questions about what it means to be human, you know, really has a lot in common with Blade Runner. But where Vangelis is using synthesizers for the otherworldly aural world building, Geino Yamashiro Gumi is predominantly using acoustic instruments to achieve this. And Vangelis is really only using even some of the same acoustic instruments like gamelan very sparingly. Even so, there's a lot of overlap in terms of the musical devices used. Drone, the tunings, the modal material, and then the non-Western, so to speak, vocal techniques. Actually, thinking about it now, Blade Runner, Akira, and Passion make a really interesting triptych of film scores that were really way ahead of their time as far as what kind of musical material they were drawing from. And then thirdly, last for today, Soundgarden Bad Motor Finger. This 1991 release was, of course, one of the big three from the explosion of the so-called Seattle scene or Seattle sound. I'm not going to use the G word. With Pearl Jam's 10 and, of course, Nirvana's Nevermind rounding that top three out. Very, very exciting time to be a teenager in the Pacific Northwest. And there was so much great music that came out of that moment. Also, great music from Seattle that led up to it. Like Soundgarden's earlier albums, like Nirvana's earlier album, like Mother Love Bone, the precursor to Pearl Jam. And also great music that came after. I pick Bad Motor Finger really as a representative of all of that. And this kind of rock and roll wasn't just loud and noisy, as I came to understand, but there were musical devices that it accustomed my ear to. Again, like drone, yes, and some inventive mode mixtures and also unexpected things with compound rhythms and so on. Also, Chris Cornell, may his memory be eternal, really, really one of the greatest voices in rock ever, would later become Orthodox. So there's that. Okay, enough for now. As before, I've linked to YouTube playlists for all of those. Love to hear your reactions to them if you've never listened to these albums before. And if you connected with this or found it useful in any way, please like and subscribe. And if you are at all inclined, please consider making a gift to Capella Romana via the link that I provide in the video description. Thank you, and more soon. Bye.